Hey guys, welcome back. Chivalry 2 came out this past Tuesday and I've been playing it a bit, so I wanted to come over here and talk with you guys about what I think of it so far. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay. If Chivalry is new to you, first off, it's a first and third person medieval slasher game where you will need to use Renaissance era weapons like longbows, crossbows, battle axes, long swords, spears, pikes, and many, many more. Trust me, many more. I'm a big fan of medieval shows, movies, and knights and all that good stuff, and I enjoyed the first game enough, so this one had me pretty excited. First off, I just want to talk about the maps and the overall design of them. I've been really happy with what we got. The game launched with 8 maps, and that's a respectable amount considering how much work went into them and how long some of the matches can actually go on for. Of course, my favorite maps and matches are usually the ones that consist of storming a castle, when you start in the field and you breach the wall, pillage the village, and finally break through the gates and kill the Duke of the enemy team to end the match. And sometimes that varies. Sometimes you're burning the village, stealing gold, or trying to destroy the enemy team's catapults and things like that. Tons of fun, and like I said, they always end up being my favorite matches. I think they nailed the overall scale of these maps. Looking up onto the castle walls still seems surreal, and the same goes for looking down when you're actually standing on the wall, looking over the battlefield and seeing all the players fighting. It's just awesome and a blast to take part in. Now, the combat here is more advanced than the first game, but it's still not in that ballpark of being a really competitive type game. And I personally like that. That's why I've been enjoying this game so much. But there is a small learning curve. If you complete the tutorial by the end of your first match, you will have the hang of it. And that's what I love about the game. They embrace that, and it makes it really, really approachable. Chivalry 2 at the center of it is just honest fun, and there are many aspects of the game that remind you of that while you play. Every player has the ability to battle cry, and it's hilarious and ridiculous at the same time. You can decapitate your enemies and chuck their head at the team, pick up fish, broomsticks, shovels, candlesticks, harps, flutes, everything you see you can virtually pick up and use it against your enemies, and I appreciate that a lot too. Some other fun features that are in the game is also being able to man these massive ballistas that are mounted on the castle walls. You use massive catapults as well as launching teammates from these massive catapults. There are also many hanging items around the map, like lanterns and hanging sacks of items that can be dropped on opposing players too. So that makes the maps really interactive. And to actually do that, you have to throw a weapon of sorts at these massive sacks and lanterns, and they fall. So it's important to note that every weapon you have, you can throw. It doesn't matter if it's a two-handed battle axe, a small sword, a dagger, or a shield, anything. You can throw your item. Of course, you'll throw it, and you won't have it anymore because it will be either somewhere in the battlefield or lodged into your enemy. But you also have secondary weapons. Short swords and daggers and small axes are among the types of weapons you'll be using as your secondary weapons. So you're not totally at a loss when you chuck your main weapon into an enemy. Sometimes it can benefit you, and it's a lot of fun. I have a blast playing this game on my own, but playing with my friends is even better, of course. It always is. Having a buddy to watch your back is a huge advantage because, trust me, there is little honor among players here. It is all out warfare. You won't see people fighting each other without others interfering because it's all about teamwork in this game. All about teamwork. There are many cases when there are 4 enemies on me and you have a small chance of coming out of it alive. When you're outnumbered, the key really is to stay moving, blocking, and returning attacks. It does take practice, and if you're focused, you can usually play it smart and predict your enemy's attacks. There are many cases where I have taken on 2 to 3 enemies at once and come out alive. When people are ganging up on you, they usually throw all of their strategy out the window, and that leaves some openings for you to throw some nasty parries in there and get the best of them. I honestly have been waiting for a chill game like this to release. It really is something that I can just kick back and relax playing. I'm almost never mad when I lose a game or when I'm killed, because half of the time I can't help but laugh, except for when I'm shot by an archer. Archers make me mad, but who am I kidding? They make everyone mad. When I'm trying to take on enemies and an archer shoots me across the field, it gets me a little angry, but that's part of the game, and playing as an archer as well is also lots of fun, and it just makes for great revenge kills. You know, right when you respawn, you know you're going back to get that archer that got you, and chopping his head off or lopping his arm off it's always great fun. The game currently here in Canada will run you $49.99 as it's a new release, and I think it's worth the cost if you're into this type of game. If the game were to cost a full $79, that would be a different story. If this game has piqued your interest and the market has been a little dry for you maybe, then I'd consider picking this one up. I've definitely been enjoying it, and I know I'm going to keep playing it. I'm interested to see what types of content they have planned for Chivalry 2 down the road, and if anything is announced, I'll definitely be covering it here on the show. I'm Benji from Respawn Media. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like on it. If you've been playing Chivalry 2, are you interested in Chivalry 2? Let's talk about it in the comments section down below. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel for a new episode of Respawn News coming very soon. And happy gaming.